1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Aisha Nayab. First, the headlines. President Dr. Arif Alvi has directed the FBR to bring into the text net unregistered sugar dealers. Prime Minister will embark on an official visit to Saudi Arabia this week. Minister for Defence Production says the government will provide all possible assistance to further strengthen and modernise country's defence institutions. Foreign Office has emphasised the need for cooperation between Pakistan and Afghanistan to curb cross-border terrorism effectively. President Azad Jammu and Kashmir administered oath to the newly appointed cabinet members at a ceremony in Muzaffarabad today. Russia has announced ceasefire around Zostel plant in Mariupol to allow civilians evacuation. And now the news in detail. President Dr. Arif Alvi has directed the FBR to bring into the text net unregistered sugar dealers. He passed these directions while upholding a decision of the Federal Tax Ombudsman. The President observed that despite making huge monetary transactions and the availability of their data with FBR, these unregistered buyers of sugar largely remain outside the tax net and are evading the prime national responsibility of paying taxes. The President said that serious negligence and inefficiency on part of the field formation of FBR in the discharge of its duties was tantamount to maladministration. He said that FBR should strictly deal with unregistered sugar dealers to bring them to the tax net. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif will embark on an official visit to Saudi Arabia this week. This is his first foreign visit since assuming the office of Prime Minister. The visit will be a milestone in further enhancing the existing bilateral strategic relations between the two brotherly Islamic countries. A meeting to review preparations for the visit was held in Islamabad today with Prime Minister in the chair. Speaking on the occasion, the Prime Minister said Pakistan values its long-standing brotherly ties with Saudi Arabia and looks forward to enhancing the same in future. The Prime Minister directed the relevant authorities to make effective recommendations for strengthening the Pak-Saudi bilateral relations, especially in the areas of energy, food security, employment and long-term strategic partnership. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has said the country is facing load shedding as PTI government neither purchased fuel in time nor repaired power plants. In a tweet today, he said costly power generation through inefficient plant is costing the people 100 billion rupees per month. The Prime Minister recalled that the government of Nawaz Sharif had ended the worst load shedding in 5 years. Minister for Defence Production Mohammad Israr Tareen has said that the government will provide all possible assistance to further strengthen and modernise defence institutions of the country. He was interacting with the Secretary Defence Production and other high officials of the ministry during his first visit to the ministry in Rawalpindi today. The Minister for Defence Production was given detailed briefing about the ministry and other attached departments during the meeting. Foreign Office spokesperson Asim Iftikhar says the categorical statements from the National Security Committee has ruled out any foreign conspiracy behind the change of government in Pakistan and all speculations in this regard should be put to rest. He was responding to various questions during his news briefing in Islamabad this afternoon. He said 2 consecutive meetings of the NSC have concluded that there was no foreign conspiracy and their conclusion was based on assessments from all stakeholders. The spokesman said, "We should now get back to conducting diplomacy and concentrating on our important relations in the best interest of Pakistan." He said our core focus should be improving our relationship with our partners, and the United States is one of the key partners of Pakistan, and both sides are keen to build on the long-standing relations and as well as further strengthen and diversify our relations. To a question, Asim Iftikhar said Pakistan has the full capability to defend its interest as well as promote promote its stability and security. He, however, said irresponsible comments should be avoided as there is an element of trust and confidentiality which is central to conducting effective diplomacy for a country, and such episodes carry the potential of undermining our diplomacy and complicating our external relations. Replying a question, he said Pakistan and Afghanistan are brotherly countries and regard terrorism as a serious threat for peace and development. He emphasized the need for cooperation between the two countries to curb cross-border terrorism in an effective manner. He said Islamabad looks forward to continue close engagements with Kabul for long-term peace and stability in Afghanistan and to create an environment conducive to regional stability, economic cooperation and connectivity. Election Commission of Pakistan completed the scrutiny of nomination papers filed by the candidates for local government elections in Balochistan today. Appeals against the decisions of returning officers can be filed from tomorrow. The returning officer will decide on appeals from Friday to 6th of next month. A revised list of candidates will be issued on 7th of next month. Polling on 32 districts of Balochistan will be held on the 29th of next month. This is Radio Pakistan. President Azad Jammu Kashmir Barrister Sultan Mahmood administered the oath to the newly appointed cabinet members at a ceremony in Muzaffarabad today. Those who took oath are ministers are Chaudhry Yasir Sultan, Sardar Mir Akbar Khan, Diwan Ali Chughtai, Chaudhry Maqbool, Chaudhry Azhar Sadiq, Chaudhry Arshad Hussain, Nisar Ansar Abdali, Sardar Fahim Akhtar Rabbani, Chaudhry Ali Shan Soni, Chaudhry Muhammad Akbar, Chaudhry Muhammad Rashid, Abdul Majid Khan, Zafar Iqbal Malik and Muhammad Akmal Sargala. Their portfolios would be announced later. The All Parties Hurriyat Conference Secretary General Maulvi Bashir Ahmad Irfani has hailed Hurriyat leaders for expressing resolve to resist fascist Indian government's brutal repression and spearhead the struggle for the UN-recognized right to self-determination from the APHC's single forum. In a statement issued in Srinagar today, Maulvi Bashir Irfani highlighted that the BJP-led Indian government's evil agenda of occupying the Kashmiris' land and destroying their identity, culture and harmony could only be thwarted with greater unity. Meanwhile, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference in a statement termed the Indian Prime Minister's visit to Jammu a media blessing, which has blatantly failed to address the basic issue of Kashmir and the blunders committed by his government through restoring to August 2019 illegal actions in Jammu and Kashmir. On the other hand, the Indian Supreme Court today agreed to consider listing after summer vacation the pleas challenging New Delhi's illegal and unilateral decision to abrogate Article 370, which had given a special status to Jammu and Kashmir. Foreign Office has strongly deplored the so-called public notice issued by the University Grant Commission of India and the All India Council for Technical Education, advising students not to seek higher education in Pakistan and warning them of being denied employment in case they choose to do so. In a statement today, Foreign Office spokesperson Asim Iftikhar said the tone of public notice is not only threatening towards students, it also reeks of tyrannical authoritarianism. It is regrettable that, driven by its incurable obsession with Pakistan, India is unabashedly coercing the students in order to deter them from pursuing quality education of their choice. The Russian Defense Ministry has announced ceasefire around a Stokol plant in Mariupol to allow civilians evacuation. The Azovstal steel plant has remained the last defensive wall of Ukrainian resistance in the strategic sea of Azov port city. Iran and Saudi Arabia held a fifth round of talks on normalizing bilateral relations in Baghdad last Thursday. This has been confirmed by Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Saeed Khatibzadeh during a news conference in Tehran today. He said initial talks were underway between Tehran and Riyadh on sending 40,000 Iranian pilgrims to the Hajj in Makkah this year. And finally, the weather. Mainly hot and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. However, light rain with thunderstorm is likely at isolated places in Kashmir and adjoining areas. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and also watch live video streaming of our bulletin on the link, facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News.